Hey up my ducks YouTube, welcome to my League One predictions for the next season to come. Hope you enjoy. So we'll start off with 24th and I'm going to put newly promoted Crewe Alexandra. It's always quite difficult to adjust to a new league. Haven't added much to the squad depth, getting mainly players on free and releasing others. I don't think they'll concede too many. Looked at David Artell's style of play, sort of very defensive-minded. I don't think they'll have that much goals though, so I don't think they'll score enough to get. 23rd, I'll put Wigan Athletic. As soon as I know about their future, it could be completely different. They could be expelled. You don't know. It's always a risky business being in administration. They've sold almost all of their players. It will be very difficult to stay up. And I don't know how much quality now they actually have in their squad, but I think they will continue to struggle, a bit like Bolton did, although new owners could always change things. So 22nd got MK Dons. They have a lack of midfielders to me. It does make them quite hard to play in an attacking style. It will result in just lumping balls up from the defence, which would be quite boring to watch and result in a lack of goals and certainly a relegation for Milton Keynes, I think. 21st, I've got Northampton Town, which was the playoff team who won the League Two playoffs. It's always hard if you're one of them teams to stay and maintain in League One. And they have quite a small capacity stadium, not many fans. Hurley, I think it is, how you pronounce it, can be a bit of a hit and miss manager with the promotion challenging one season, but then sort of relegation scrap. He doesn't really finish in mid-table, which isn't the best, which once you're just promoted. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. 20th, I've put AFC Wimbledon on goal difference just to stay up. They do always seem to have a string of results when you needed to get them out of relegation zone and just manage to stay out. They do bring in good youth, but will they shine and put it out in League One? I've checked the win ratio last season was 1/3 of the results were a win, which does sort of make them a bit of a relegation contender. But we'll see. 19th, I've got Plymouth Argyle. Ryan Lowe does have a great winning philosophy, and his style has been shaped by the best of the Premier League. He says that he's been styled by Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. He does have many promotions on his CV and has changed the squad. He's brought in lots of youth and sort of definitely bringing up. It's certainly one which I'd like to see. I don't know how well it is, but as a settling in season, 19th wouldn't be too bad. 18th, I've got Lincoln City. They do play good football and many wins, but they have quite a few losses. They could get mid-table if they improve their form. I do believe they'll struggle because they don't win enough games. That's just my personal opinion. 17th, we've got Bristol Rovers. They're one of the worst win ratios under the current manager, and I do expect that Ben Garner will be sacked. He is good at coaching youth, so could help with the academy progression, but they do lack strikers, so I think goals is going to be a massive issue for them. 16th, got Swindon Town. They have lost their best striker. They're up with Owen Doyle. He was the lead scorer. He went to Bolton. They do have what it takes, though, to get the win over the line and work well as a team. 15th, I've got Rochdale. I know they don't have many fans, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. Most seasons they do manage to find a way to get into mid-table or just survive relegation. They're quite a strong defence. But do they have what it needs to get forward? I think they could probably score one goal and keep it out and be a lot of 1-0s. And they do have a lot of standout players who do play well at the level. 14th, we've got Shrewsbury Town. They've always been in mid-table. I don't think that's going to really change. Ricketts does bring in good players, but does it take what they have to pull the team together and get it over the line to get wins? I think many draws will happen, so they will be in mid-table. 13th, we've got Gillingham, which has also been a mid-table team. I don't see much aspiration in them. They do have a great manager though in Steve Evans, who does know how to win games. Despite this, I don't think Gillingham's got a strong defence to be much higher than mid-table. But the manager, again, is a bit experienced, so he will know where Gillingham needs to improve. It's whether the owners will give the money to them so he can improve the squad. 12th, we've got Doncaster Rovers. Another mid-table team now, which seems to lack ambition. They did used to be pushing for playoffs. I know Darren Moore, however, is a very good manager. Watching him at West Brom, I think it was 2018-19, he got a lot of wins, managed to get them in the playoffs, but they lost it. But I don't think he now has the players which he did at West Brom to get them into the playoffs. So it will be a bit mid-table. 11th, we've got Hull City. This is mainly due to the dodgy owners going on. I don't think they're going to spend money on the players, so the team can't progress. And it will sort of lead into a poor form at the beginning of the season. They will eventually click together, and I think they'll have a good run and end up in mid-table. 10th, we've got Blackpool. They are always looking up at playoffs, but I don't think they quite have the squad to make a serious challenge. And each year which goes by, they do look a bit more like a mid-table team from when they win the championships. They will have a good run, however, in January and will be in the playoffs in February, but I think they will dip off a bit and leave them in mid-table. 9th, I've got Fleetwood Town. They will push for the playoffs like they do every season. I don't think they have quite what it takes this year to make it over the final hurdle. I think it'll be only a few points. I think about 3 or 4 points off the top 6. 8th, I've got Portsmouth, which are another team which frequently pushes for the playoffs. They don't have the team, I think, in the past stages to be promoted. I believe they'll be only like 2 points off and will probably lose the final game to just about slip out and not make it. 7th, we've got Peterborough United, which will be the third of the time. They will be 1 point off the playoffs, which will be really gutted to have, which they have been in the last 2 seasons. I think they'll start quite poorly, but they'll have a very good run until the final day when they will just draw, and I think they won't get into the playoffs because of that. 6th, I've got Ipswich Town. I believe they had their settling in season last season. I believe that's important when you're in a new league to have a settle in. And now they can push off of the playoffs. I think they will lose the semi-finals though. I don't see how they can do much better. But I think they could get automatic as long as they keep on improving their squad and have faith in the manager. 5th, I've got Oxford United. They will again be in the playoffs. I think they are most seasons. But I think they're a bit like my team, Derby, in the sense that they fail to progress in them very much, and it's very difficult to win the playoffs. I do believe that if they stick with the right manager, they could make it into the championship though at least one time in the future. 4th, we've got Burton Albion. With the new management, does come a bit of freshness into the squad, and I think Burton was becoming a bit of a mid-table team towards the end of Nigel Clough. I think he did great things, but it was sort of getting a bit mid-table-ish. So I think Jake Buxton will hopefully be able to get them in the playoffs. I don't see them winning it. I think they'll lose it just in the final. They don't quite have the squad which they had a few years ago in the Championship. 3rd, I've put Accrington Stanley. This is an absolute mad one again. I always like putting one of these in the video. I think everybody kind of makes a bit of fun of Accrington Stanley. But I think they will improve tremendously this year and sort of be a bit of an underdog. As long as they keep the squad together, have good work rate, they will get promoted from the playoffs. Although many people, I'm pretty certain, would disagree with me in that. 2nd is Charlton Athletic, a bit of a yo-yo club, I think you could say. I can see them getting back to the Championship. but they do need stability if they're to get there, because when they get there, it's important that you don't drop down again. And finally, first is Sunderland. I think finally it's their time to shine and get promoted. They have the squad, they have the manager, they have the fans, they've got everything they need. And you just need to work together. And the fans don't need to get the managers back. The manager needs to make the right decisions in the squad. If they manage that, can get over the line by winning the title. And I hope that's impressed a lot of people who are Sunderland fans. But that's my predictions. Okay. See you for next time.